Today's Good Friday. It's the one day on the calendar we set apart to reflect on and meditate on the darkness of the crucifixion. If you haven't already today, I would encourage you to take a few moments to read the whole story from John 17 and 18 in one sitting. Allow yourself to be transported into the Garden of Gethsemane. Watch the torches enter through the olive trees as Jesus is arrested. Imagine yourself sitting around the fire with Peter as he's accused of being one of them. And then sit at the foot of the cross, like John the writer, as he watches Jesus die. We're told that after Jesus is totally dead, his legs aren't broken, they've pierced his side, blood and water pour out. And John himself says, I saw all of this with my own eyes, and I'm writing this because it's true. He's affirming for us this whole thing has been an eyewitness account written. Why? In John 18, verse 35, he says, the man who saw it has given testimony, and his testimony is true. He knows that he tells the truth, and he testifies so that you may believe. He's written all of these things to us, and now he's speaking to us through the wall of the text, saying, I know, I saw it, I was there, and I'm telling you so that you might believe. I wonder what it does to you to read this story today, to hear John's account. Does it strengthen your faith? I want to focus our conversation today on this strange part that happens after Jesus is dead. What do you do with a body that's been crucified? It's broken and bloody. Now, in this case, there would be a lot of effort taken to make sure this body stayed dead. Nobody at this point thought that it would be resurrected, that Jesus would come back to life. But this was a political prisoner. And so two people come to Pilate, the one who's handed Jesus over to death, and ask for the body. Who are they, and what do we know about them, that they might have been given the body? Two guys, Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. We met Nicodemus early on in John's gospel, when Jesus and Nicodemus are having a conversation about the windy spirit, the Holy Spirit blowing as it goes, and Jesus meets Nicodemus, a religious leader, a scholar, right where he is. We don't know where Nicodemus went after that night, if he became a disciple, until this moment. And what we're told about these two men is that they had been disciples of Jesus all along, but secretly, because they feared the Jewish leadership. For whatever reason, they were afraid of being ostracized, of being punished, of losing their position, maybe even just being chastised. I wonder, are there places you've been where you're afraid to identify as a follower of Jesus? Now imagine these two men, they have to have political connections to make it all the way to Pilate to ask for the body. And they have to be respected enough that Pilate would say, yes, you can have his body. This was a high-stakes body. It wasn't just a body that could go by the roadside where people could memorialize it and pay tribute and show up and continue the revolution. Pilate needed something special done with the body. What kind of relationship would Pilate have had with these two men that he would hand Jesus over to them? He trusted them. He knew that they could do his business, that they wouldn't be part of the uprising or the rabble. And I'm quick to judge these kind of people, the people who walk the line between faithfulness to the empire and faithfulness to Jesus, as cowards. But what they do here is so courageous. They take this broken and bloody body and they prepare it for burial, which means they have taken pounds and pounds of herbs and oils. And on the day of preparation, when everybody is preparing for the Passover feast, they are handling a dead body, which would make them unclean. Do you remember how the Jewish leaders wouldn't even go into Pilate's house because they didn't want to be unclean for the Passover? And here these two men are laying it all on the line, making themselves unclean by touching the deceased, by getting themselves dirty to tenderly care for and bury this man who they loved. You only do that for someone you love. And at this point, they're really coming out to the Jewish world that they too are followers of Jesus. And the question I have as I read is, what made them this courageous? This whole time they've been scared. They didn't want to be identified with Jesus. They wanted to keep their position, but it was something about these last 24 hours, the way Jesus was murdered, that gave them the courage to take this body, defile themselves, and treat it with love and place it in a tomb at their own expense. They don't know he's going to rise from the dead yet. For all they know, the revolution is over. So they must have loved him. They must have watched. I wonder if they felt some kind of guilt that they hadn't been faithful out in the open while he was alive. I wonder if this was a way of saying, I do love you, I'm sorry. I don't know, but that's the piece of the story that's sitting with me today on this Good Friday. That even in Jesus' death, they're given courage. And they get this intimate moment with the man who ended up dying for them. So what is it for you? What does the story of Jesus' death do for you? Does it give you courage? Does it give you hope? Does it make you sad? I'm asking you this question because this is a story for me I've heard so many times. It's easy for me just to read and nod along and say, yep, that happened. And not actually to be affected by it, to be moved by it. So as you read today, as you read chapters 17 and 18 in one sitting, how does this story affect you? Take a moment, write about it, journal about it, but don't let today be a day where you are unmoved by the eyewitness account of Jesus' death. It's Friday, but Sunday's coming.